We're live.
We're
We're
live.
live.
We're live.
We're live.
Welcome to Echo Chamber, the session in between sessions. Joining us hopefully soon will be the DM, G Money himself. For today, as per usual, the E Man and myself. This session, we were just talking about it. Amrook was sidelined. Reed dug a shit ton of tunnels and played. I feel like the board looked like it. Do you remember that little game you used to play when you were young on graph paper? Like you draw dots and then
Yeah,
each person
yeah.
would take a
You had
take.
to
That's what
try to
that
make the
reminded me
squares.
of. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and it was like
yeah.
whoever could make the squares, yeah, you claim them,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I feel like I was out of it because, like, not only because of Amric being in the fog cloud, but then, like, because I couldn't do anything, I lost attention, and I couldn't even tell you what happened for half of it. I'm gonna be honest.
It was it was difficult because the first part of it was us holding our actions. Uh, Everybody was holding, and we knew stuff was coming up, but I think I'm the only one that doesn't hold my action. I feel that I need to do something because I feel that it's turn economy. So I feel I have to do something. Uh, so spike growth comes out, and I was going to pull the one of the animals out, see what happens there, and then the wind fan, which I should have read gust of wind a little bit better because I could have screwed you really bad too. Uh,
I wasn't
but
sure, and I didn't think about it till afterwards. Would that gust of wind have been strong enough to move me 5, 10 feet?
and it can't. 15 feet is what it is you have to make a strength save to be pushed back 15 feet.
Oh wow! All right, all right.
Yeah. Now maybe that would have thrown you over the other edge though,
I mean,
because it's
maybe I
only
could have went with it, right?
yeah, right.
But would I have known where the edge was? I guess once my feet hit the edge, I could have leaped. Eh,
Hmm.
that could be debated.
Yeah, yeah. The session was weird because I you know on one sense I feel we're like we've got this, and in another sense I feel like at any moment this could go tits up.
I, I'm not too concerned, to be honest. I mean, that one's almost gone. Like it's in the
Yeah,
ring.
yeah, yeah.
And we're thinking maybe there's one more. I mean, could be something else. But at the same time, I feel like I have to commend us a little bit because I think about like the Nasana fight. I feel like Grudhog. I feel like every fight that was a slugfest in which we thought we were dead was
Uh-huh.
us jumping down into the
And
mess, and
yeah,
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
kind
We
of
brought the mess
refused
to
to
us.
do that. We
Yeah.
refused to do that this time, and it was surprising. And part of me still wanted to do it. Part of me was like,
Hmm.
let's go back to that other one, dip down, and then come into this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I wanted to have Rusty cast Firewall down uh one of either the butthole or the ass crack, one of the two.
So I have a question about that. You can make it into a circle. You can make it in different shapes.
Hmm.
Can you make it so that the like could you make it go a circle but like this so that the heat side was down and just fill in that entire circle, that entire butthole? Because
I don't.
orientation wise, it does, like
Yeah.
in theory a wall is vertical. However,
Right, right.
this is a
But if you
spell
put it on,
wall, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Could
yeah.
you do something like that? That might
I
be a
don't know that.
really cool thing.
That's
Or what if you took and filled the entire crevice? You know what I mean?
yeah,
That
yeah,
gap, and then say, "All right, come on up."
yeah. Put it on its side, like so it's this way,
Exactly.
not this way, and then
Yeah.
the heat would come down. I
hmm
I, I don't see why not.
I thought that would be kind of
Doesn't
cool,
say
but I didn't
anything
think
about
about it until much after.
yeah, yeah. I didn't think about that either. I'm hoping we'll see. I mean, it seemed like it was a good idea right now because it allowed Harshnag to get an extra hit in. because he missed on the second one. He did almost 60 points of damage in attack. So I'm hoping haste was a good idea on Harshnag.
Yeah, no, I really like that play. Amrook's a little sad that it wasn't cast on him first, uh,
Eh,
but he didn't need it this time. I get that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I no, I think it was a good call. I think haste was a good call there. I was surprised and impressed when you said that, and it was kind of like, yeah, no, that makes sense. He could throw boulders. He could do. He's got so many options.
I mean, the great axe. I mean,
Yeah,
he already has two attacks with the great axe, so another attack would be nice,
right,
considering he
exactly,
can do an average of 25 points of damage. That's huge. That's big.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but overall, I think we got it. I'm not too concerned. I was a little nervous for Reed, but at the same time, I was
Yeah.
like, if we have to, we can revive him. Um,
Yeah, I thought we were going to have to there. That's why I didn't even throw a healing word on him or anything, because I'm thinking that's just going to be a waste of spell.
but that dimension door to take him out was kind of like,
Awesome.
all
That
right,
might have
we don't
been
have to.
that was an awesome play. That could be a play of the game.
It's a contender. It is.
It's a
Uh,
contender.
I'm a little confused by the follow-up dimension door down to Amrook. Like, I appreciate it as Carl, uh,
Uh,
but as Amrook, I'm kind of like, hey,
what?
what are you doing
Why did?
down here?
Yeah. What are you doing down here?
But he didn't know it was down there. I didn't know it was down there. So I think it's more of a support thing. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and we still have some options down there. We still
Mhm.
have, but it's going to take us a while to get back up to you. I'm almost thinking, what if we just go over to the beehole and attack him from underneath? I
But
mean,
it's
it's
going to just be
60 feet,
you.
so yeah,
These things hurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look him up at all,
There's.
so I have no clue.
I mean, they haven't. He hasn't used his electrical attack yet. He just went bite and constrict, and there's an electrical attack, and the next step after constrict is swallow.
Yeah, okay, okay. Because I remember something about being able to be swallowed, and if damage is done
Uh,
from the inside, there's a cons check to see if you throw them back up, right? Is
yeah,
that what it
yeah.
is?
If you throw up, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, which is kind of
yeah.
cool. Like that's a cool dynamic. I mean,
Which
I
I know, and I kind of wish Garrett was here because I know he would say, well, I can't give away too much DM secrets, but I know that was going to be his next move was to swallow Reed, and that would have been bad.
I kind of want to get swallowed as Amrook, so like final strike, I can come out through the stomach,
Stomach, yeah,
right? Just like, yeah.
but that would have been bad. I don't know if Revivify would have. I don't know if I would have got Revivify to him in time.
Why?
Well, if he swallowed,
Because
how
we
long
have
is it
to
going to
like
take us
cut
to?
into it.
Yeah, how long is it going to take us to cut into him and
Hmm.
get him out?
Interesting dynamic I hadn't thought about.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
All right, so I mean that gives more validity to play of the game for that dimension door. I honestly,
Yeah.
I was pretty much sold on giving it to G Money for the fog cloud over the crevice the entire game. But you make a good statement there for this one. I think you had another one in mind as well. Which one was that again?
Reed and his tunnels.
The tunnels. That's what it was.
Um, what was the other one I was thinking? I think that was it.
All right. Yeah, the
Yeah.
tunnels. The tunnels were interesting. It was very creative. I like that creativity. Ryan,
Hmm.
I got to give you credit if you ever watch this.
Yeah.
You have been very creative as of late. Some of that creativity, I think, has gone the other way when you take a boulder to the face. But at the same time, I give you props as a player for your creativity. I think it's
Yeah. Yeah.
awesome. I'm glad to see you engaging. Uh,
It's funny because uh, Ryan, you, you know, between Ryan, Evan, and Keegan, that is the Chaos Chamber, right?
Very true.
Hey, you know what? And Evan, if he ever watches this, props out to Evan for being ever so patient this time. I know he was chomping at the bit. He wanted to attack something. He wanted to go down, and he was chomping at the bit. What was his saying? Oh no, I really liked it. I think it should be his catchphrase actually.
Instead of go eat a tree, uh, I have to go
No,
back and
yeah,
remember it.
no. What about
He
something about
said, yeah, he said about
the vines?
go to a
Something
tree,
about
yeah, afterwards.
no, something about I've been.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look.
Oh, got the back and look. God, it was a good saying, and I think it should be Grizz's new battle phrase.
Thought it was something
Something
about
about divine
smiting.
smite. Yeah,
Yeah, something
yeah,
in smiting. Yeah, I don't remember it either, but it was good.
it was good. I liked it.
I could see it being Grizz's catchphrase. He's been looking for one
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah. I think he that could be one.
I got a little catchphrase for Amrook. I'm gonna drop a little. Uh,
Oh, oh,
yeah, I don't want to give any details yet. It hasn't come out yet, but Amrook has a catchphrase in the future that will come out.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Nice,
hmm
nice,
hmm
nice.
I'm excited for it. We'll see what happens.
I don't want cat. He's a fan of cat words.
I was actually kind of hoping no one would come down there with me so I could try and tap into the rage without fear or the
Without a hit,
bloodlust without fear
uh,
of like killing someone.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But now that Keegan's down there, I probably won't, and it would make sense for Emmerich too. But at the same
yeah.
time, it'd be kind of funny.
I wonder what Keegan has planned. He's something about a party going on down there.
I don't. I
Why do
mean,
I have a feeling that suggestion might be involved?
I mean, hmm. I he was poking about some legendary action, so maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think early on when he started playing Warwick, he was like constantly trying to drive that, and it's kind of
Yeah,
funny to see him have grown as a player and in playing his character that like it still comes out sometimes, but not
yeah,
near
yeah,
as much.
yeah, yeah,
Like it was like every fight he was trying to use suggestion,
yeah. Every fight he was. Yeah,
and
yeah.
now he's using it a little bit more RP wise, which we talked about a couple
Hmm.
weeks ago. If you didn't see that one,
Yeah.
and um, then occasionally he will use
Hmm.
suggestion. I think he even used command, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he used command during the giant fight.
Yeah, because he said
Yeah,
surrender in giant.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so cool stuff. Always good to see like players like really get into their groove, and I feel like Evan's hitting that groove. We talked about his damage last time, and now
Hmm.
his being able to hold himself back and know when to uh, come forward to try and take those hits or do that damage.
Yeah.
And I think we are becoming a pretty well-rounded group. I don't want to jinx us or anything like that, but I think we are becoming a little bit more of a strategic group.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Could hurt us, could help us. Garrett could just have to up the ante and kill us off so that we have to play new characters. We'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Have you ever had a TPK?
Yeah. Uh, total accidental because we rolled for shit. It was almost had a couple actually. Back in the college days, but Ron was running the game, and we just rolled up our characters. It was the first adventure for these characters. Um, and I want to say we were like third level or something like that. We went up against an ogre, and it was me, my brother, and Dave. So we're just three players. and we rolled for shit, and Ron rolled really good, and we all died. And I
I,
think it was Ron's actually, for somebody that's been playing for 30 years or so, I think it was like his first time he had a TPK as a DM, and he was, I remember he's like, oh, oh I don't know how to, I don't know how to feel. Like I just killed everybody. So yeah,
I agree, and that's why I asked you because I was like, how does that go down? What's the
yeah,
dynamic there?
it,
Like,
it was just one of those. Everybody just is kind of speechless. I mean, we didn't play bad. We rolled really bad, and he rolled really good. And he, at one point, I think he was trying to pull punches, uh, but we rolled so bad that we kind of couldn't.
yeah. Hmm. As a DM, is there a point at which, because we've talked about like level 5, the kid gloves come off and that type of stuff.
Hmm.
Is there a point in which you're like, guys, I am not pulling punches at all for the rest of your campaign? Is there a point when that happens, or
I would probably say, yeah, probably, like you said, kid gloves is off at 5, but I think the real meat of it is when you hit 10th level, you're starting to get into that peak. You know, that's you. You're going up against shit that can kill you because you are that tough. You know, uh, you're going up against things like dragons and giants and mind flayers and beholders and things like that. Yeah, that shit's designed to kill you. So
yeah, that shit's
yeah.
designed to kill. That's Adrian's catchphrase. I like it. I mean, you're not wrong. It just
Yeah,
it's hard to wrap your head around because like from a video game mentality, right? Like you're going in and like you're doing these side quests, building yourself up, and then you just come in and you just like beat it. Like I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
So there's not been a point where like I've experienced anything like that, and so I'm just like I am naturally curious about like how does that work? How does the
Dynamic.
dynamic feel, and how do we feel afterwards? And like what like who's gonna break the ice first? Who's gonna say, well, guys, that sucked? Like
Yeah, I
what
mean,
happens?
the the funny part about the last TPK, like I was talking about, is we weren't vested in our character. Like I said, it was our first adventure with the characters and everything else, so we weren't really invested yet in the characters. But you play a character for 2 years, and and or not even just your character, but your whole team, your whole group of adventures, and all of a sudden you're all dead, and you're just kind of like,
So
now
there's a
what,
shock
sort of thing.
value. Like that's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to
yeah,
process in my mind. What would I process? And I
yeah,
feel like yeah, there's probably that jaw dropping moment, and then what happens after? And that's where I'm
yeah.
like,
That's like,
I don't know. I can't comprehend what would happen after.
I mean, there's different ways of approaching it. It could just be, um the bad guys win, and now you have to make characters that have to right the wrong, sort of thing. Think of it as like Star Wars. Now you're the rebellion because the Empire won. Now you have to make characters that you know maybe your characters were the Jedi that died in Order 66, and now your characters are the rebellion, and you have to create the rebellion. Or you know the other way a DM can do it is you're a group that you're a set of adventurers that you start out where the level that the whole party died. So if they died at 10th level, make a bunch of 10th level characters. Uh, the last party died, and now you have to pick up the mantle and try to fix their wrongs, sort of thing. So there's a couple different ways I think you could as a DM, you could script the story, but like for instance, Prince's no, not Prince of the Apocalypse, Tiamat one, where Tiamat, the players have to stop the aspect of Tiamat to coming in from hell. I read people were like, yeah, they got to that point and they all died, and now they have characters that have to stop. Like now the world is overran with dragons, and all of Faerun is overran with dragons, and now they have to. That's their quest to undo all this. So it's kind of cool.
That's what I was thinking after last session, like, because we had that talk about, okay, so we take the axe from this cult basically, and we go off, and what happens when we die if the frost giants do get a hold of it? And then
Right.
so that's the party comes into play if we get TPK'd in the fact that oh yeah, the Phandalin Five lost that. By the way,
Yeah.
you're coming into an endless winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind
Or
of
now instead of figuring out the giant problem, now our group is based on, okay, frost giants are trying to find Artemis Simber. You have to find him first, or something like that sort of thing.
yeah.
Prevent Instead of preventing the giants uproar, now you have to prevent endless winter. So it's a whole new campaign almost.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool way to think about it. But so it's the Phoenix, the death and rebirth, right? The
Mm-hmm.
going up in ashes and then you come back and I how do you feel about reintroducing as characters? Because I've seen some different ones, I've seen some different ways. Do you prefer all at once, all in a tavern like we did, which is a little cliche, or do
Mm-hmm.
you prefer like the okay, it starts out with you two, and then all of a sudden you meet these two, and so on and so forth?
I get so torn with that. Like the 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 role player in me wants the storyline, wants the how to build your group up sort of thing. But then there's the other part of me. I'm like, that's kind of unnecessary. It's just we all know each other, and uh, we've adventured. We've gone on adventures once or twice now. We kind of know each other, and there you go.
Yeah,
I
I
think that
mean,
I
if
think it depends on the the group and the experience of the group.
I would throw in there that it also depends on the level in which the group is starting, right? Because if you're all
Hmm.
starting ninth and 10th level, then chances are if you're in the same
Probably,
area, you've met each other before. You've heard
yeah,
of each other before.
yeah.
But at
If
level
not,
one,
probably,
you're
yeah.
just like starting out. You've never adventured, so you've never heard
Hmm.
of each other. So I
Right,
don't know. I could see it either way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I go both ways on it.
Yeah, that cannot be Adrian's tagline.
I go both ways.
I mean, it can be. No offense to any
That's
viewers. It was just a
uh,
joke.
I'm sure that's Dildo's catch line.
That's true. Yeah, but no, I think you convinced me. I think play of the game has to be the Dimension Door of Read Out
Yeah,
because it was creative still, just like the
hmm,
holes were, but it was also, it's one of those kind of a loophole type deal, right? Because it's a
yeah,
teleport. You don't get a opportunity
yeah.
attack. You don't get like, yeah. So I think I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Close second and third with Reed's tunnels and the DM's use of fog cloud for sheer annoyance to the party. Not just
Yeah,
myself as
yeah.
Amrook, but I think D Shaggins and Warwick took a bit to it, and they're like, "All right, you
Well,
want to play
yeah,
this
yeah,
game, right?"
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
So I look
I
forward to that back and forth later on in the future.
I do like the spike growth and fog cloud in the butthole.
I did too. Yeah. So I thought about that one originally when you did it, and I was like, oh man, okay, let's play the game. And then there was the couple other things,
Yeah.
and then the damage started to happen for it. And you rolled pretty well the first time. I think you rolled like
Mhm.
threes and a one and a
Yeah,
four.
there's like
And
12 and then 15.
right.
Uh,
Um, I don't know how much health these things have though, so I'm not sure how effective it was. And so that's
yeah,
in my
yeah.
mind like when I'm looking at play of the game, I'm looking at efficiency, creativity, just different dynamics, and that's the only
Yeah, yeah.
reason that that one wasn't up there is because I can't put a number on the effectiveness of it.
Yeah, yeah. No, and that I think that we won't know until the end of the battle, until they get out of the until this creature gets out of the whole sort of thing.
Yeah. Um, I do want to say as well. I was hoping nobody remembered that Amrook put the immovable rod in
Oh
the
yeah,
middle
yeah,
of that. I was hoping nobody
yeah.
remembered until it happened. Then I'm like, hey, by the way,
I thought you did it on the other one, the tiny hole.
now I thought about taking it off and going and putting it on that one because it
Mm,
would kind of make sense there. Uh, but I figure anything coming through that hole is going to be big.
hmm.
And if I can slow it down or anything, give it rough terrain even. Like it,
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
it may not gouge itself to get out, but it might make it a little bit more difficult.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't know. And maybe it won't have anything. I thought it might be cool though. Maybe now that we're under it, we can push it up straight onto it. That would be a pretty cool kill.
yeah, yeah,
Death by a movable rod.
yeah, yeah.
Impale it. I like it.
Impale.
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh, Overall, w- w- give me a percentage. What are our chances of getting out of this battle without using Revivify? Top of your head, go for it. I've already given you mine. You were waffling a little bit, but I want to hear your percentage.
Well, reads out, so that's good. Um, I don't know though. One of these things, these things can be brutal. Uh, I'm gonna say somebody's gonna go down.
Yeah? All right.
Uh, I'm gonna say somebody's gonna go down. Um, Matter of fact, I have to look and see. I think I have two third level spells left, and I might just be saving them. And
Grizz can now cast it with that spell without having to roll with that scroll.
right,
So we at least have two
right.
people. If you go down, Grizz can bring you up so that you can then.
The problem is it's a minute, so it's like as soon as I get up, you
Yeah.
know, and as a DM, I'd be like, you just came back from the dead. You're gonna need a second to gather yourself.
True, true. I don't know. So that's like an RP side of it that like I
Uh
don't
huh.
always take into account. I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
like you just exerted yourself so much. Are you
yeah,
going
yeah.
to be able to? But
You should be. It's one of those you should be stunned for X number of rounds. I think almost, but that's also, I guess, maybe defeats the purpose of Revivify. I guess maybe because it's supposed to be kind of used in battle, or kind of used in battle. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I would give you it's got a ceremonial vibe to it at
Hmm.
times. So I would give you that. No, it takes probably a lot out of the person that does it,
Hmm.
and a lot out of the person coming back.
Yeah.
And I would give you like at least a full round of say, nah, you guys got to chill out for a round.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's almost like being affected from the back end of a haste, right?
Yeah,
That's how I would kind of think about it.
which that's one round, right?
Around, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would give you 6 seconds in which you were like, nope, sorry, you're just started breathing again. Catch your breath.
Hmm. Look who showed up.
Hey, sorry.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend, Garrett freaking Mercer.
Well, I don't know about that. I'll take it. Man. A myth, absolutely not. A legend, someday.
Someday, I like it. You know what? I call you a legend after all those fog clouds.
Oh, listen, I feel terrible. I do. I mean, I feel good and glorified and in my
Why?
proper place. I also feel good bad. I would much rather Keegan been over there.
I no, dude. Like it is full on. I think it was meant to be. I think that if the creatures casting had known something, that's what they would have done. You know what I mean? Like so,
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
That's the way I tried to play it.
Well, you missed it, Garrett. That was actually Carl's his suggestion for play of the game.
I nominated
Oh,
it for play of
really?
the game for sure.
Yeah.
You can't have two Fog Cloud play of the games. I mean, I feel like every week it's Fog Cloud these days. Thinking
It
spell.
was only Fog Cloud once, but
True.
nonetheless, this was a DM Fog Cloud play of the game, so I felt
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
should be brought up.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll take that. Did we throw the Dimension Door in there as a candidate?
The
Yeah.
Dimension Door ended
That's.
up taking the cake.
All right,
Yep.
good. That's the one that I felt like was a brilliant move and saved. Well, that saved something.
I,
Yeah, no, it was that one that took the cake, and then Reed's tunnels were a close second, and the
Oh yeah, very clever use, and
yeah.
I love that.
I like the creativity and the terrain change, right? Because it not only
Exactly.
changed it for us, but it changed it for you, and you were able to use it, and it's just like a evolution of the battle itself. So I did like that, and I also liked Adrin's plant growth or spike growth in the
Yeah.
beehole itself, the hemorrhoids that he had going on.
Listen, here's how I know it was a great move because I hated it a lot. The
Yeah,
the spike growth fog cloud killed me.
yeah, that combo was spike growth and fog cloud as well, right? Uh,
I'm really hoping it slows down the other one enough. Like I know it's not going to kill it, but until we can get all parties back to one level at least.
I mean, you
Well,
think we're getting back to one level.
Yeah, level one. Back to level
you
one.
definitively slowed him down drastically, or else you would have seen him 2 or 3 turns ago.
Oh, that would
Very
not been.
interesting. I will
It
be
was
asking you
timed
next
nicely
week.
for a dual attack. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Time nicely for a dual
Oh,
attack.
I was
What?
just gonna say, I'll give you a little behind the DM screen here. Is he would have come out the same time as the other one did? They would have been both showed up same round if you hadn't pulled that.
Oh
All right.
man,
So he's almost there. He's
that
on the
would have
verge.
been
He was. Yep. Sorry, you
that
were gonna say you're
that
gonna be
would have
asking me next week?
I was gonna. I would like to know next week if the immovable rod comes into play with slowing him down as well, or anything further. So we'll see once we play it. I don't want you to answer now, but I was hoping that it would just slow things down there.
Wait, so say that one more time. I apologize. I lost you there for momentarily.
The immovable rod that's in the center of the beehole. Uh,
Yep.
I am interested to see if that slows things down as well. So it's like a triple whammy type deal. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. That was going to be another icing on the cake. You basically created difficult terrain there that you have to slide through, and if you caught him at the edge, he would be in that constricted space. That would be difficult to navigate around.
Yeah.
and now it's difficult terrain because of the spike growth, and then it's also in a fog cloud. So
Yep.
nice.
So
We have
since that's a
thoroughly pissed
sphere
off.
of a fog cloud, are you rolling that you could be going down and up, or how are you rolling that? Because like the creature knew it was going up.
Went up, yeah.
So yes, but at the same time, think about anyone under in water. They say that whenever you're if you're trapped underwater, you don't necessarily know which way is up. It's easy to get turned around, and so I
Hmm.
ruled according to that. They say, you basically got to use your own bubbles. They say that people in an avalanche really struggle to tell up from down. You lose that sense of perception. And so, considering both of those facts, I would say that you wouldn't know which way was up.
Very interesting take on it. I
Nice.
wouldn't have went that way, but I really like it.
That's a good. That's a yeah. That's
Now,
a good.
now I will say, I'll give you guys a little bit behind the DM screen. So it was a 20-foot radius, 40-foot diameter cloud. So it did drop down, right? 40-foot. Am I thinking that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
20-foot radius. Yeah. So it dropped 20 feet down. So
20 feet
he
down, yeah.
was 20 feet or so at the time. So he was on the edge of the fog cloud where it kicked up. So he did what was rolling at the time, but it was right on the border. It could have been worse if he was another 10 feet up in the middle of it.
True.
But you still got, 2 whenever he came into it, 2d4. So 44, and then I think 12d4. So 3 movements there.
Yeah, I think it was three hits with it, and about an average of about 12, 13, 14 for damage. So,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so one of those that was 3d12, he had 3 movements in it at the time, and then none of his perceptions rolled to pick up on it. So he was unaware of what it was there. That it was there.
Nice.
But man, if you could, it could have been so much more detrimental if you'd increased the depth of the fog cloud. If you guys could have expanded the radius a little bit more, it would have been just utterly destructive. This, I will say this: there was no manipulation. I am playing true to form entering next week, so just be aware of that across the board.
No manipulation. Oh shoot! So that means that the thing came back down, and Warwick and me are in more trouble than you think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
See,
say that. You take your tinfoil hat off.
I was worried about that. That's what I was thinking, is that this thing is going to come back through and you're going to be like, oh shit. And it's going to be like, oh shit.
I mean, luckily I took that potion, but we'll see what happens. I will wear my tinfoil hat to the grave. It doesn't matter. Every week I will come up with Carl's Corner a tinfoil story. All right? I can't help it.
Hey, I will say you guys probably have I'm going to go 10 to 15% accuracy rate. If we account for partial corrects, I'll give you upwards of 20 sometimes.
I'd give it lower than that. But anyway.
I don't know.
There's a possibility. I did think that in the beginning, and that's part of the reason I held my action and I didn't want to go, because I didn't want to fall off the cliff. Like, I'm in the middle of Fog Cloud, what the fuck do I do? But at that point where it was like, people were saying, hey, come down south, it was kind of like, shoot.
Yeah.
What do I do?
You know what, though? I really respect your decision to go back to the wall and not move. I mean, for Amrook and for you, that is a tough decision, knowing everything happening, knowing what's going on, accepting a lack of action. That is a hell of an action there. I give you Amrook a lot of credit for that.
Could Amrook have tried to jump out of the fog cloud?
Which direction?
Could have given him a leap. Yep.
Yeah, that would be the thing. It would be instead of like
right into a wall.
Yeah, I that's how I would think. Like, random generator, not so much even the D4. It'd be like a chance to go this way, chance to go that way, chance to go too high, chance to go too low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did Amrook die? Killed himself.
Oh, after everything else, that's how he goes.
Yeah. You can't.
Amrook
can't kill me. I killed myself.
Cliffs and ropes. Most destructive plays of the game whenever Amrook's at the top or the bottom of a cliff with a rope on it.
You're not wrong there. I had a little bit of flashback, and I thought about, like, how would I go into that story-wise? Because this rope's dangling above Amrook's head. He's like, please, Gris, no. Please, Gris, no.
So I'm looking forward. I've wanted to for a long time, and we haven't had a chance, and now I'm finally going to get to. You guys get to play on 2 separate battle maps at the same time, which I'm pretty excited about.
Can you give us a little spoiler on how you're going to do that on Roll20? They're not a sponsor yet, but...
So I will say one of two methods that I haven't finalized on yet. I'm going to test them both out this week. I have a duplicate of the game. So I was playing the secondary game, testing the dynamic lighting while you guys were on the first. So I could just give you the invite. Everything's identical across the board. I backed it up right before this game, and so I could put you on that one. I can run it from a incognito window or even a secondary computer, and then still do all the moving. So that's one possibility. It's possible. The other thing which I'm going to play with, and I worry a little bit about getting too big, but I think I can do it, would be to combine the maps and just draw a line down the middle so that you guys wouldn't be. I mean, it'd be like you're on two entirely different screens.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. I think that might be the easier way to go. I know it's not too huge of a map though, right?
No, it's not that big of a map. My concern is, am I able to move the dynamic lighting, or am I going to have to completely reduplicate it? Because they're both fairly complex dynamic lightings, a lot of wall tracing with all those little spots. So, and I'm a little worried with all of that dynamic lighting. And I mean, it's not huge, but it's you know what I could do? I could get rid of the entryway temporarily, because that's just a lot of open space on the bottom, and put it there. But Reed's actually started using that. So right whenever I was thinking about putting it down there. So we'll see. But I'm definitely going to run the two maps because they're both set up and ready to go. So I think it'll be fun.
All right, I'm excited to roll that out as well. I think it would be a little lackluster if I was by myself, but at least there's two of us down there. Well, two allies down there. We don't know how many enemies, right?
And the question now is, do you kill and immediately go north and start going up the rope? Do you use the opportunity to explore since you're already there? Do you go back to your guy? I don't know. A lot of possibilities right now.
Yeah, I would say strategically, Amrook knows there's a battle going on. He's not just going to go to explore. He's going to use that knowledge to get to from point A to point B. Whatever he decides that point B is, but yeah.
Makes sense.
Bless you. Or hail Satan, as Reed would say. Anything that stood out in your mind, G, that other than stuff we've already talked about, that was there was at one point something you had homework you were going to look up, and I don't remember what it was. A ruling of some sort.
Gust of wind.
Whether it takes concentration off, was that it?
Yeah. Well, the fan. Yeah, the fan. Using an item, and I think I want to say that it does.
And it does specifically because it says it uses the spell Gust of Wind. Mm-hmm. So there are some magic items that just duplicate the effects. Like this fan allows you to produce a gust of wind. And if it just produces it, it's not actually the spell. But in this case, it says it allows you to cast a spell. The spell requires concentration, and therefore it carries back through.
Yeah.
All right. And then
so interesting little dynamic there.
Would you? So we talked about this earlier, and I'm curious your thoughts on it. Would you allow for a wall of fire to be horizontal instead of vertical? So in other words, like there was that crevice, right, and it was stretched out.
Yeah.
Would you? So typically, wall of fire is this. Would you allow it to have been laid flat, like a false floor, with the fire side pointing down?
Considering you can choose the directionality of it, I don't recall anything that says it has to be vertical from my recollection, or that it has to be on a level ground plane or anything like that. So my initial gut right now is yes, I would allow it. I'll double check to make sure nothing overrules it, but I'm like 80% confident in that.
Yeah, we were just thinking about. I had brought it up, and we could have done a semicircle on the beehole facing down, or we could have done that for the crevice, or yeah, that would have been a flaming hot mess down there, right?
Yeah.
You guys are laying out some awesome cover to dictate battle. I mean, I'm week over week, I'm trying to throw various strategic battles at you, controlling the narrative a little bit, controlling the battlefield, throwing some openings, more than just A to B, one direction to the other, multiple openings, multiple north, south, east, west, coming from the ground, coming from the floor, and you guys do a really nice job of controlling battle with the spells that you have, not just full on attack mode, but dictating the battlefield is probably the best way to put it here, and I'm continuously impressed and frustrated.
I think we really have gotten a lot better at this. We talked about this a little bit earlier because you think about Nasana, you think about Grudhog, like we would have jumped down there. And the fact that we
Yeah.
didn't, I got to give like people credit for because I know I wanted to jump down there still to this day. Like I wanted like let's go, let's get in, let's go in this way because that's strategic, and then we'll go through. And we didn't. We didn't run in guns blazing. So I give people credit.
To my detriment and frustration, I give you guys all the credit in the world. You guys stood your ground and kept taunting. And honestly, as much as I wanted to hold it, I based on playing the character out, I couldn't withstand any longer. I felt that it was the right way to play it. You guys did a nice job of taunting and delaying and waiting, and they would have thought that they had the strategic upper hand, considering, and you guys did a nice job of avoiding that. I mean, I used stealth. I came in from the with a flank. I slowly approached,
Yep.
divided the party, created some chaos. Yet you guys still managed to hunker down accordingly and dictate the battlefield.
Yeah.
I got
Now,
one
I
more.
go ahead,
All
please.
right. So I know you're gonna give me the DM answer, but the reason why I said the play of the game was the dimension door was because I I know what these things could do. You had Reed, he bit him, he had him constricted.
Uh huh.
I know the next move was he was going to swallow him. Was he not?
Oh, he was. Oh, I was licking
Yeah.
my chops. I was ready to go. I had him in the constraints. A swallow
Okay.
was coming, and it was going to be brilliant.
And,
And then the
and
damn dimension door. I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay,
I,
with strength and everything else, and this and no way out, and he's got advantage on the bite and swallow. And I'm like, this is gold. I got this.
I told Carl I gotta say Ryan might have, even with Revivify and all, Ryan may have been creating a new character because how long, even if we would have killed this thing, how long would it have taken for us to get it out of the gullet of this thing?
E- Exactly. So under healthy circumstances, you can fight back. But you're right. He was with
Yeah.
4 hit points left. That first even attempt would have taken him down. So he would have been unconscious in the belly of this thing, taking his death saving throws, and then still taking damage on
Yeah.
every available turn too. So he would have been that
Right.
double
Right.
double rolls down.
Well, and like I said, then Revivify you have to cast within a minute.
Uh huh.
Uh, and are we going to would we be able to get him out in a minute, even with another one of these things coming up from somewhere, where other kobolds coming from somewhere? I don't know. I don't know if Ryan. I think Ryan may have been creating a new character this week.
It is very possible. I mean, that was brutal and detrimental. I wanted two things there. One was I wanted to get the swallow, and two, if not, I needed to get an escape, and I couldn't do it with Sentinel, which killed me. And these
Mm-hmm.
things hit and run. That's the ideal. He got trapped. He had to choose at one point. And I knew the choice was coming. I said, "Oh man, they're gonna swarm him if he stays." But this is what he's doing. He sees Reed. He sees him defenseless. He has the sneak attack for the most part. He's gonna come after him, and I think I can get away in time. And I was wrong, and he was wrong. So it's a
Uh,
bit painful there. I thought I had the distraction too on the other side, which would pull you guys away, and you guys stopped the two front attack, which allowed you to swarm. So the way the pieces fell, it was a good battle on your part.
Hmm. Um,
I,
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 I, I wanted to
I
ask real quick. The staffs below, were they what was shooting up the fog cloud?
Yes.
How much money do we put that Grizz wants to get one of them?
oh, I'll, I'll bet Ziggy.
Oh, can you imagine
So
Grizz with the fog cloud?
so I should say, allow me to clarify that they are spellcasters. Actually, they're shaman. So the
Okay,
wands are not magic wands. They
focus.
are wands of,
Oh,
of
they're
focus. So I apologize. I thought you meant that just those guys. They're casting spells.
Okay, all right. I knew they had
I gotcha.
staffs of some sort, so I just wasn't sure if it was like some sort of magical staff. But that makes sense.
Gotcha. I was trying to separate them from your vision as wizardly spellcasters, the shaman, different from the other standard kobold.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What did you
But
have
since
though, Eric?
if nobody reads this, or no one watches this, I'm happy to pretend they are, and let them take it.
I mean, it would be comical.
Amrook can sell them on the fact that yep, they were casting fog cloud out of that wand.
I mean, Amrook didn't see him cast Fog Cloud out of the wand.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't say you to see it. I just said you have to convince Grizz.
uh, Eric, you were gonna say something though?
No, I think I was just gonna say that I was super disappointed in the fact that I attacked and used flurry of blows and got like one hit in, and that was it
That was
on my
tough.
last attack. On that could have taken him down.
Yeah. Let me just say though, with all inclusive, ignoring that one, you guys had some nat 20s rolling there at the right time.
Yeah, yeah,
You guys were hitting hard.
yeah. Siddle hit two nat 20s, I think, right?
Yeah, there were at least 4, maybe 5 nat 20s there
No,
in the back half of that battle.
Grizz got one.
Yeah.
Adrian had one of them.
Grizz,
Siddle
Adrian,
had one.
I
I think
think
the second
Reed.
shillelagh
Reed
attack.
had one,
Yeah.
and no, did I? Maybe I forgot to put it in somewhere.
I'm
Might
pretty.
have
Yeah,
been
I thought
Warwick
you.
with Chill Touch or something.
I thought Adrian had one at second shillelagh. I thought he missed in the first and then nat 20 on the second. But maybe
Yeah,
it
I
was it.
think I did. Maybe I think I did, but I think I might have not. Maybe I missed it.
Maybe I knew you missed a nat 20 on a disadvantage, but I
Yeah,
thought you also had one. Oh wait, was it the? Maybe it was an attack on a kobold. I think you shillelagh'd a kobold playing whack-a-mole.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, where's it at?
While he's looking it up, do you
Yeah,
remember what Grizz said? We decided that should be Grizz's tagline. We couldn't
yeah,
remember what he said, but it was something about Divine Smite, and like it was a little rhyming and very
yeah.
smooth
Yeah,
for Grizz and Evan, and it should be Grizz's tagline now.
I do not remember, but I just remember hearing it, double taking, and thinking it was beautiful. It was well played on his part.
Complete
Uh,
opposite from Go Eat a Tree. Like it's just crazy
Yeah,
to me
yeah, it was
that
really good.
growth.
something,
Like
something, and ready
Yeah,
to smite.
yeah,
Uh,
something about ready. Yeah, yeah,
gonna have to go back and watch
wait,
it.
some
yeah,
something smite and ready to fight. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to go back and track it down. But you're right. That is definitely his tagline.
mhm.
No, so going back, now that you guys know what this thing is, Adrian, Eric, you know what this thing is, and you put a lot of pressure on how much you enjoy these things and how much I do and the way they fight. I was a little worried because they are very unique. When you guys lured me out of my planned battleground, it threw me off. It's tough to do them justice when you guys can swarm like you did and the way you set things up. I wanted a little bit more give and take, and the swallow would have been good, but they are a lot of fun.
yeah. I mean, we haven't even seen the electric attack yet.
No, no, and there's still a lot of surprises up the sleeve. It's certainly far from over, but you guys are making a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
quick work of the first one, relatively
Mhm.
speaking to its challenge rating. I mean, you guys are making it look easy in a lot of ways because a couple nasty hits and swarms. I mean, you
Well,
sentineled it, you
yes,
stopped it. Harsh Snag came in with the big hits. Grizz, you.
yes. Harshnag with two hit. Oh, that if he would have got hit on the if he would have hit that second one, I think probably would have been dead. But I mean, he did
Yeah, it would
60
have been
points of damage,
real close.
about 60 points of damage, and then Grizz with his he did 48 some points of damage, I think.
Yeah, he hit pretty hard.
Crit. Yeah, because he crit and then he did his divine smite.
But at the same time, a lot going on. You're now down Reed and Warwick. Or sorry, you're down Warwick and Amrook. at the moment. You're down Reed, who's bailed. Althea hidden. You guys are a little depleted up top too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they got Harshy Poo up there. You know what I mean?
They do. I'm not, Harsh Grizz and Adrian is certainly nothing to scoff at, and D Shags. That's still a
And
power
then,
combo right there.
and we got Siddle.
And Siddle. Oh yeah, shoot, that's fine. Yeah.
He's still packing heat, so.
They got pretty much a whole party up there. I'd be more worried
It's
about
true.
the other ones that are like on their own
Hmm.
than the party.
Uh, I was glad that Reed got out, but I'm also worried for Reed too that something didn't follow him.
The pros and cons of the tunnel. And
I
you guys
know.
are going to have no idea what's going on down there.
No clue.
No.
No, that was fun. I was hoping for he would follow one of those things down there, and there'd be a tunnel battle at some point.
Yeah, right.
I need to create a third map now of just the tunnels.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, that would suck for Grizz.
Oh my god.
I just want Grizz to chase
Yeah.
Reed into a tunnel.
Oh, Bill Murray and the Gopher.
Yeah. All right, you guys got any last words of wisdom before we end the stream?
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm very excited about next week. I'm gonna tell this quick side note here. So you watch nighttime talk show hosts, right? And every week they come up and they tell you what we got lined up, and they say, "I had a great show for you tonight. This is a great show. I'm real excited." And I'm always like, you know what? Come on, guys. Every week can't be a great week. You can't tell me you got a great lineup. But every week with D&D, I'm like, man, this is gonna be a great episode. I'm excited about tonight. And now I get it.
It's funny. When we first started out, I said, it's one of those battles where right now I feel okay. I think we're doing okay. However, it's one of those things where it can go tits up at one bad roll. And it's just like I can foresee like just one bad move, one bad roll, and all of a sudden like half of us get taken down in a lightning bolt sort of thing, or somebody gets eaten whole. It's I feel good, but very cautiously feel good.
Which is awesome to me. As a DM, Eric, you've been on the other side of it, but week in, week out, a lot of these battles are precarious and can go each way. It makes the fact that you guys feel that way and that it's precarious on a case by case basis, but not always, not overwhelming or underwhelming in a lot of ways. It makes me feel good about the balancing ability of what's going on.
Yeah.
It's kind of that reassurance. So that's a compliment to me, which I appreciate, and means a lot to me when you guys say that. It's a good thing.
What was my quote earlier, Carl? That shit's designed to kill you.
The shit is designed to kill you. It was either that or Adrian goes both ways.
I go both ways.
Oh yeah, there we go. I like that one. The shit is designed to challenge you. That's probably the more accurate.
No, we were talking about like when we get to like mind flayers and stuff like that, and we're fighting,
Ooh.
ancient red dragons and stuff like that. That shit is designed to kill you.
Yeah, you guys have smartly chosen to avoid a couple paths that I've dangled out there at times to you that was designed to kill you.
I mean, I think we're due for a death in the party. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's hard to get with this guy, with you guys. It really is.
It's either all or nothing. You're gonna have to TPK us.
Well, yeah. You've seen how precarious these battles are. It's like, man, I am right on the precipice here. I feel like any more if I throw it at you, like it's a done. It's a death, and it's a domino effect at that point. Because if one dies, it's just rolling right through. It's such a fine line to try and balance that, which I've never appreciated before until you guys are getting to the higher levels. But it is a couple of rolls. And so trying to predict that huge swing from just a few rolls is very difficult. I mean, again, Reed goes down. He's in the belly. You guys now have a new objective. You have to lose focus on the other one. Divide the party into focus, try to recover him, lose
Yeah.
some friends that way. Amrook still falls because that was the case. And holy hell, this whole thing goes astray.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and wrap it up there. Good stuff, gents. I look forward to it next weekend, and we'll see how we can get out of the sticky situation we're in.
Likewise, can't wait for Siddle to come back and see what he got into. Oh, by the way, super last thing. My favorite moment of the game was Grizz misty stepping around the corner and not having seen what was being described. That pure reaction of, oh shit, this thing's big, was amazing.
For sure.
All right, now I'm done. We can wrap it up.
Nope, you're good. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you this weekend.